Sorry about that, y'all. I didn't even hit the go live button, so here I am talking up a storm and nothing's even going on. But what we're talking about is the 154-pound division. I'm your host, Ryan Fraser. We back in the building. Boxing Talk up north. Appreciate everybody coming through, man. Showing some love. Definitely gonna be one of those years in boxing for me that I think is gonna get pushed forward. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of fights already being discussed right now as we speak. Teofimo Lopez and Matias. That's a big fight. And Devin Haney coming back, as well as the Monster Anyway. You know, what's he going to do? I think boxing's just in a very good place right now, and we all got to just rally around it to make sure it keeps getting better, man. Keeps on getting better. But when you come in, make sure you smash that like button. But you are meant to go live on the 1st of January. Yeah, man. What happened was my wife reminded me that it was the first New Year's and that I should be spending the night with her. So shout out to my wife. She was right about that. I definitely scheduled it on the wrong night. So we stayed up. We watched the countdown, watched the ball drop and all that. So shout out to the Gaming Marshall, brother. I really appreciate you for coming through, brother. Like, man, you always show up, man. So the Gaming Marshall, he one of them dudes, man. We gotta show love to him. But on the topics, yeah, man, yeah. Sorry about that, brother. Hope you had a good New Year's one. Hope you and your family had a safe one, and hope everybody. I wish nothing but good health, happiness, and success for everybody in 2025, man. I hope everybody achieves what they want to achieve, and at the end of the year, we're talking about all the great things we did. But let's get into it, man. Make sure when you come in, you smash that like button, like, and
did not really fight her.
Yeah. Make sure you do that. Smash that like button when you come in, man. Make sure you do that. But also subscribe to your boy. Definitely trying to get some more movement this year. Shout out to everybody that's been rocking with me. Definitely gonna try to be consistent, try to put out a schedule, so everybody could follow it. And y'all can go crazy like me, man, because I live a crazy schedule. I work rotating shifts. It means whatever I work one week, I'm working a different week. It's crazy, man. But shout out to everybody for tuning in. But let's get into it, man. We're talking about 154-pound division. Who will be king? It's really like Hunger Games at that division. So may the odds be in your favor. Is really true, man, because you got Terrence Crawford, who is just moved to the division, just fought Madrimov, had a great performance. I thought, people were like expecting a knockout. You can't knock everybody out, but apparently that's what Terrence Crawford's supposed to be doing. I thought he did a good job in controlling the fight. I also thought he did a good job in making sure Madrimov couldn't get off, man. Like, I looked at Israel Madrimov like a little Triple G. Like, the way he was fighting was athletically, and he throws those hammer punches, man. But Terrence Crawford, for whatever reason, couldn't get past that right hand, and that is concerning when you talk about him fighting Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to Define Honorary in the building. Shout out to the Gaming Marshal in the building. Yeah, man. You guys really keep me going, man. But basically, sorry what I was saying. Terrence Crawford, he's got to be careful, man, with these right hands. Because I'm not even talking about Canelo Alvarez. I'm talking about in his own division at 154. You got guys like Sebastian Fendora, and this Russian guy who dismantled Tszyu Backram, and apparently Backram was injured in that fight. Like, he had an injury in himself, so he was fighting with one hand. Gaming Marshall says, which boxer do you think had the weakest punches? I don't know, man. Probably somebody in the lower divisions, I would say. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I don't know, Leo Santa Cruz. He got knockouts though. Maybe Carl Frampton. Like, yeah, it got to be one of them small dudes, man. Because the small dudes, they get active, but you rarely see knockouts. That's why I like Junto Nakatani special, Inoue special, and even Bam Rodriguez, because like they're little dudes, but they're getting knockouts. We not used to seeing that. So it's probably somebody down under the smaller divisions. Dudes that have trouble getting the KOs. Shout out to Dr. Box and Talk in the building. Get the horns on. Yeah, man. Have a good night of boxing. But shout out to Jay Apatai. He is fighting his mandatory. Shout out to the IBF. I think the IBF always does a great job of they move their champions, in their own sanctioning body. So I mean the IBF, whatever percentage you paying for, you actually gonna get a shot eventually if you make it up that ladder, and you're gonna get an opportunity. And not only the champ, but a money fight essentially, So the IBF taking care of they guys over there, but everybody else got to grip up, man. But yeah. So I was basically saying like who will reign 154, because 154 is one of those divisions, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's a lot of players. So that's why I say may the odds be in your favor, because it's really like Hunger Games, man. We don't know who's coming out of that. And Terrence Crawford may not even be there, because if he gets the Canelo fight, it don't make sense for him to fight at 54. It don't make sense to him to go back at all. He can just retire with that Canelo fight, win or loss. But I think that there's a lot of names there, bro. A lot of names. There's still Madrimov and Virgil Ortiz are fighting on that February 22nd card, the last crescendo. That'll be a telling event for us of where Virgil Ortiz is, where Madrimov is. And I'm telling y'all, man, if Madrimov go in there and just blow Virgil Ortiz out the water, then it's like, damn, that Terrence Crawford win gonna look that much better. Even though you guys were saying, Terrence Crawford couldn't stop a dude who was 10-0. I think Madrimov is a good fighter. I think he's a very intelligent fighter, and I also think he's probably one of the best at 54. So if Virgil Ortiz though can go in there and dismantle Madrimov, then we looking at Bud like, damn, bro, you sure you want to fight Canelo Alvarez? Because this guy over here just got dismantled by Virgil, but also styles make fights in boxing. We got to understand that too. So I think Crawford, I'm not going to say a stretch he's a defensive mastermind like Floyd, because that is not true. He got hit way too many times in his last fight. But, I mean, if anybody can beat Cinnamon, it's going to be Crawford. That the little guy of the little guys, it's going to be Crawford. That's just the way I feel. I don't think it's not a fight I want to see. I'd rather see Crawford go for 3-time undisputed. But I understand the fans want to see it, man. The Cayman Marshall, he said, what boxer you think had the worst record? I don't know, man. I seen some dudes who fight in the UK with like 100 losses, man. I don't even know how they get licensed after that. Like, I feel like you losing the fights, it's a wrap, man. They ain't giving you your license back. But I guess different places got different rules, and that's boxing, man. That is boxing. Oh, doctor. He said Dale Aerosmith. Yeah, he's probably a UK dude. Because some UK dudes, when they fight, they be fighting against some guys who got like terrible records, man. And you be looking at it like, he really fighting that dude. But it is what it is, man. We can't be getting too mad about it. Nah, we can't. But shout out to Jermell Charlo. He jumped off the pot, came out and said to the PBC, give me a top 154 pounder right now off the Canelo loss, man. That's crazy. I don't know how that's gonna fare with the PBC, but I think Jermell Charlo does deserve a automatic shot at Bud, because he is the champion in recess at WBA. So I think if anybody deserves a shot, it is Jermell Charlo, because he went through the gauntlet of 54 before already. Julian Williams, Jarrett Hurd. Who else was there? He didn't fight Lara. Castano, he fought. Tony Harrison beat him. He avenged that loss. So I mean, Mel Charlo, he definitely deserves that shot at Bud. Should Bud not fight Canelo Alvarez, then that's the fight I think that needs to be made at 154 for the WBA championship. Should Jermell Charlo come out of retirement and use his status as champion in recess and go straight into that fight, he can do that. And I think if anybody deserves it, man, I'm telling y'all, it's Jermell Charlo. And I know he had a tough showing against Canelo Alvarez, and a lot of us was mad at him because, you know, we felt like he was doing more running than he was doing fighting. But it's just one of those things, man, where the weight didn't translate. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was too small, and that's why a lot of us think that Terrence Crawford wouldn't fare well with Canelo Alvarez, because he started at a way lower weight than Jermell Charlo, so he's smaller in stature than Jermell. But at the same time, you also have to remember that Crawford was talking smack to Mel Charlo, saying you next when he was beating on Spence. So I mean, like, I want that fight because there's already a storyline between Crawford and Jermell Charlo. You could show all them clips of them jawing back at each other in the tweets. You could show all that stuff, man. There is already a storyline built for Turkey Al-Sheikh over there to build up that fight with Jermell Charlo and Terrence Crawford. Bring it to America. I don't know if you need to put it in a stadium. You know, I know Turkey Al-Sheikh loves his stadium fights, but I just think in America, for boxing, the stadium fights is not really it. You know, there's only one dude I think that can do the stadium fights, and I do think it's Tank Davis, because he's got that rabid fan base. He's got that fan base that basically just wants to see him fight, man. Yeah, Dr. Bach. He said, Dr. Boxing Talk. Yo, check him out, man. He got a great channel. He go live like 8 a.m. Monday to Friday, and then usually he go live at 7 p.m. from Monday to Friday as well. Check him out. Definitely got a lot of content on there about boxing. The Gaming Marshal, he said, what's the slowest boxer he's saying you have ever seen? Probably Butterbean, bro. That guy was slow, man. He was hitting, though. Yo, Boxing 2-4, what's going on, my man? In the building. Got to sound the horns for him. Uh-oh. That didn't work. Try that again. There we go. Boxing 2-4 in the building. What's going on, my brother? Thank you for coming in, man. We talk about this 54 gauntlet. Jermell Charlo said he needs a shot back. I'm for it, man. I'm for it. I'm for Jermell Charlo getting in right in there. I like Charlo, man. I like both of them. Like Maul, I think Maul has bigger problems than Mel. But like, we know Mel for doing gangster stuff, man. In the sense of, like, he always fought the tougher fights. Maul Charlo was supposed to get the Canelo fight, but it ended up being Mel Charlo because, you know, he was more available. He was ready to go. So I feel like Jermell Charlo, he's always been the guy taking the fights, doing the things. You know, he outperformed his brother, man. He passed him. You know, there's one point when they were both at 54. They were kind of running the division, and then Maul said, yo, I'll go up and get 60 while you stay down there and do you. And Mel Charlo did his thing, but, you know, Maul just never panned out because of life. So I think Jermell Charlo definitely deserves his shot at his belt that he won in championship in recess. And I think that champion recess whole thing needs to be reassessed, man. Like, guys taking like 2 years off and then coming right back in and jumping the line. And, you know, though I just said Jermell Charlo deserves it, I feel like, man, he should at least have to fight between them. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys just can't be waiting 2 years for their ideal opponent or something like that, and then basically, you know what I'm saying, jumping the line when they're ready, or they feel like, oh, I could beat that guy now with the belt, so I'm gonna go get in there. I think that's wrong. And but you know what? Boxing's an unfair sport, man. It's never fair. So I'm just preaching to the choir, you know. I'm just saying that the frustrations that we have with the sport, man. Shout out to my guy Ty in the building. What's going on, brother? Got Ty up in here. But yeah, man, Jermell Charlo, I would like to see him training actually, man. I would really like to see him training because you know, Errol Spence, they say he's working with Breadman out in Philadelphia, which is also interesting to me because it's like I know Breadman said he goes down to Bosie's gym a lot, so it made me think like is he getting that sparring in with Boots Ennis? Maybe Ty knows something about that, you know, about Spence being out there in Philly. But I know that we hearing Breadman. I think Breadman would be a good a partner with Spence. You know, I don't think Breadman's gonna try to change Spence too much, which is good. But I think he'll try to improve on what he does better. You know, being that walk down fighter that Spence is with more weight too, because I think he's always fought at 47 his whole career. So you know, shout out to Errol Spence for being a professional, man, making weight that many times, man. That ain't easy, especially when you growing. You've been through some car crashes. Shout out to Oscar in the building. Going on, my brother. Yeah, man. Basically, I think that Earl Spence, I do think he's done because of the car crashes. I don't think he's done because of the wars he's been in the ring. I think it's all been outside of the ring. I also think that basically, you know, the drinking, the lifestyle that he lived is definitely it's showing right now, man. It's showing on Spence, but you know, Earl Spence is one of those dudes that I do like, man. Got mad love for him. I wish him nothing but the best, man. But I just think that he's in a rough spot, man. He's in a rough spot, but we'll see. We'll see what goes on with Earl Spence moving forward. You know, he's one of the more accomplished guys at 47 in that very good division as well, because 47 is a good division, man. Don't sleep on it. It's a good division. It's just you know, Earl Spence, man. He came in at a rough time, you know, but we'll see, man. We'll see what goes on. Yeah, I'll try to get the chat blown up here, man. Shout out to round one. What's going on? Edwin in the building, man. Got the horns for you, brother. Thank you for coming through. Make sure y'all smash the like button when y'all come through. Try to keep this chat up here, but it's not where I'll figure that out, man, another time. But yeah, Jermell Charlo definitely deserves this spot. It'll be interesting to see what happens, you know, going forward. But I do think Jermell Charlo, they should definitely put him in there, man. PBC, like, y'all gotta give us a good year, man, after the way y'all started last year. But shout out to the PBC. They're gonna have 3 events in the first quarter, so I mean that means something. Oh, whoa, Gaming Marshall, chill, man. He said, honestly, pretty much every modern day boxer is on some type of PED or steroids. Man, stop it, brother. We don't want to promote that, man. I ain't into all that, but I mean, I hear what you're saying, brother, but we ain't gonna promote that. We want a clean sport, man. But I see what you're saying, Game Marshall, man. There are some weird people out there doing weird things, but we're not gonna focus on that, man. Make sure you smash the Discord though. Yeah, I left the link up there if you want to join the conversation, man. Come to the Discord. I'll pull y'all up in a second. Yeah, man. Basically, we talking about this 154-pound division. Also in the division, another man that we haven't seen in a while, Erickson Lubin. He said he wants Backroom. I think he is got to fight an eliminator first. I don't know why he's calling out Backroom, thinking he gonna get a jump, but you know, I look at Backroom like maybe Backroom deserves a unification belt because Backroom actually you know, he surprised us when he beat on Tszyu like that, like, and the way that he did it, he basically had a ruptured shoulder or something like that. Like he wasn't 100%, man. So I don't know where we go with Backroom. Like, does he deserve a Bud Crawford shot? Because I saw he dropped a little text there on Twitter saying he was hearing that he was gonna get the Crawford fight, and I was thinking like, man, maybe Crawford, if Crawford was to fight Backroom and beat him, then damn, maybe we could look at that Canelo fight. But I don't know, man. Those Russians, I'm telling you, man, those dudes are strong, man. So shout out to Terrence Crawford if he's willing to take that challenge on. I applaud him, man. Go ahead, go get undisputed at 154. That would definitely make my day. But at the same time, I understand if Canelo's name pops up, man, you got to do what's good for you. Yeah, he's probably thinking Boxing 247. He's probably thinking he can get a chance because nobody else trying to step up and fight him. Nah, that's true. Yeah, ever since like Backroom did Tszyu like that, we never heard anybody call him out. You know, like none of the champs. Fundora really ain't been calling nobody out, and I think Fundora is just doing what his team is telling him to do. I don't think Fundora's over there campaigning to fight Crawford. I just don't. You know, he could have fought at least one more time last year. You know, I feel like he was, you know, I didn't think he was that injured from the Tszyu fight. That fight was in April. I don't know how long it take for your nose to heal from being broken, but you guys telling me that Sebastian Fundora couldn't make one title defense after that. So I don't know, man. Samson got him shelved up for Errol Spence. Yeah, you know how the PBC goes. They're trying to keep all them belts in house. But I don't know, man. What's your Game Marshall said? What's your favorite modern day boxer? My favorite guy to watch today is probably Bud Crawford. But there's a couple guys growing on me, man. There's definitely a couple dudes growing on me. I like Cromwell Moulton. I think he's got a lot of potential. Bam Rodriguez. I think he'll be really, really good here in the next couple years. Who else, man? Dubois. I think Dubois is gonna have a good run at heavyweight. Should Usyk move back down. And obviously David Benavidez, the Mexican monster. You know, he's a young guy who can beat Bivol and Beterbiev. You know, those guys are both getting up in age, and shout out to David Benavidez for saying that he had no trouble with Bivol and sparring. But hey, we don't count sparring as a fight, man. That don't work like that. But there's a Zheli Zhang. Shout out to Zhang. He's got a tough fight in February against Ajab Kabiel. So hopefully Zhang don't get spoiled, or else that'd be I think that's back-to-back losses if he loses. So that could put him in a tough pickle, man. We don't want to see that. But yeah, so the guy we really want to hear about is Terrence Crawford, because if he goes to fight Canelo, he's out of the picture, man. At 54, in my opinion, he doesn't need to fight at 54, which would make some of the other guys the top dogs. You know, maybe Backroom, maybe Sebastian Fundora, Virgil Ortiz could still come out, or Jermell Charlo could still reign supreme. Like, I mean, he's still technically the ring champion, man. So Jermell Charlo can definitely get himself back in the mix, and not only get himself back in the mix, but be a real player, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to William Old School in the building. Really appreciate you, brother. Shout out to Angry White Men. They got a great podcast over there, man. Go check them out. The Gaming Marshall, he said, my favorite boxers are Ron Lyle, Evander Holyfield, and Lennox Lewis. Okay, so you like the heavyweights, Gaming Marshall. Shout out to Holyfield and Lennox, man. They're part of that golden era of heavyweight. Well, not golden era, but you know what I'm saying? It was a much better era than what we're living in. But hey, I'm not taking nothing away from these guys. These guys are good fighters too, man. Every era's got their guys. But yeah, so Terrence Crawford may be out of the 154 conversation if he could lock up a fight with Canelo Alvarez, which is very doable, because I just look at the whole situation with Turkey Al-Sheikh and Usyk and Fury. Like, he gave those guys 176 million combined. And I'm not being disrespectful, but those guys don't draw the same money at the pay-per-view box office that Canelo Alvarez does. So it's very easy for Turkey Al-Sheikh to actually spend 150 million on Canelo Alvarez, because let's be honest here, this guy's a draw. You know, he's a walking economy essentially. You know, he sells consistently top pay-per-view numbers. So in retrospect, he can probably draw more than Fury and Usyk. And if that's the case, then he's worth the 150 million that he was asking for, I think, against Benavidez. And if that's what Turkey Al-Sheikh got to do to get Crawford in the ring with him, then that's what he got to do, man. But I also understand that Canelo Alvarez, he says he gets 80% of his events. I don't know what that equates to in a total. I don't know if it's eclipsing 150 million, but just for him to get a guarantee 150 million, and then who he is, he can maneuver Turkey Al-Sheikh into giving him some incentives as well, so that he can make way north of 200 million. You know, that's the type of deal he's probably trying to get. And Turkey Al-Sheikh he strikes me as the type of dude who's not going to be stepped on. You know, he's gonna do the right thing and getting you paid, but he wants to make sure that he controls the rest of the event. And I think that's where him and Canelo Alvarez are bucking heads right now, because they both want to be the boss. Essentially, they want the lion's share. You know, and Turkey Al-Sheikh, he's sitting over here like, bro, I'm paying you very, very well, so you don't need to be the lion's share. You know, but at the same time, you know, we just got to continue to hope that the fight manifests. I'm not like, if it doesn't happen, I wouldn't be like, oh man, Canelo Alvarez and Crawford, you know, they ducked each other. I wouldn't be mad if the fight didn't happen, because I think Canelo should be fighting David Benavidez, to be honest. But David Benavidez said he's not waiting on Canelo no more, and I don't blame him. You know, you can't waste your career waiting on somebody. So he moved up and made his own lane. And who knows, maybe he can get back to 68 and fight Canelo. And that's just what I think is going on, man. I'm not really mad at David Benavidez more than I'm mad at Canelo Alvarez, because Canelo probably told the WBC not to make that mandatory, which is crazy, because you know, he fought 2 eliminators, and WBC president, they make their rules according to who they want. Because I remember Cody Crowley, he had this problem with the WBC also, where he beat Abel Ramos, so he was the mandatory for the belt, and then obviously Terrence Crawford moved up, so it became an interim belt, and he was supposed to fight I think Ugas. And instead, it became Barrios out of nowhere versus Ugas for the interim. And Cody Crowley got left in the back. So then he was on the Boxing Voice talking to Ness, and WBC president pulled up and said that, oh no, Cody Crowley had to fight 2 eliminators. And I never understood it, because my Barrios was coming off a loss against Keith Thurman, so he didn't fight any eliminators. So I'm saying, like, what I'm saying is the rules get bent for who they want to bend them for, and they bent the rules so bad for Canelo Alvarez twice. They told David Benavidez if he beat Plant, he gets the fight. He beats Plant, and then they tell him, oh, you got to fight another eliminator, so he fights Demetrius Andrade, beats him, and then they're like, oh yeah, we'll wait till March to order the fight. I think he beat Andrade like at the end of the year of 2023, like in November or something like that, and they wanted to wait till March. So I think they also gave him another option of saying, oh, but if you move up, you'll get an opportunity at the winner of Bivol and Beterbiev, which we don't even know is going to happen for Benavidez, because Turkey Al-Sheikh obviously had a rematch in place, which we're seeing in February. And then if Bivol wins, I'm sure there will be a trilogy. You can't just stop the little fights you got going on there. Each guy won. Now we got to settle it with the trilogy. And David Benavidez, should he beat Morrell, he's gonna be looking on the outside again. And I don't understand it. Like, the WBC literally just told David Benavidez to F off. Like, they didn't respect him at all. They didn't treat him well at all. Canelo should have been stripped from the WBC. And shout out to the IBF, because they didn't play with Canelo. When they came with the mandatory for the IBF, they said, you got to fight William Skull. And William Skull was ready. And Canelo said, no, I'm not doing it. And you know how he complains about the IBF, because you want to know why? Because the IBF they come with their fighter. And if he says no, they strip him. The same thing I'm pretty sure happened when he was trying to avoid Triple G the first time. Canelo Alvarez was stripped out of WBC, and that's just because of who Gennady Golovkin was. They couldn't do what they did to David Benavidez to Triple G, because Triple G was arguably the best middleweight that we've seen since like Marvin Hagler and B-Hop. So they couldn't disrespect him in that same way, because Triple G was knocking everybody out. So when it came to it, Canelo was stripped by the WBC, I believe. And now this is crazy, because Benavidez, he's earned his right. He had mess-ups where he got caught on cocaine, I think, or something like that. And then he blew weight, so he lost his title on the scale. Okay, cool. But he beat Plant, which was his first eliminator, and then he beat Andrade, which was the second eliminator. So he should be in line. But instead, Canelo out here telling the PBC, oh, no, I don't want to fight David. I'm going to sue y'all if y'all don't give me my fight with Jermell Charlo. That's who I wanted. And it's just crazy, man. This dude had a deal with the PBC to fight Spence. And we know it was Spence because Jermell Charlo came off the pot for Jamal. So Jermell Charlo wasn't even in the conversation. But we know it was Spence because Spence was supposed to beat Crawford. And then Spence was supposed to have his big fight with Canelo. But Crawford, he messed up the plans there. So they had to go run to Jermell and say, yo, Jermell, come up. Save us, man. And he did. He jumped in there for his brother. But I'm just saying, man, like, Canelo Alvarez should just drop them belts, because he's holding up that division. Christian and Billy ain't getting no shot. Jaime Munguia, yeah, he got his shot after all the options started to fall out. Even Edgar Berlanga got his shot. And I think that was premature. I don't think he deserved a shot. I don't think David Morrell would have got a shot should he stayed at 68. He was number one mandatory. But it's just funny how when he moved up and David moved up, he want to fight a Mexican, and then he want to fight a dude who's big in Berlanga. So like, it make no sense with Canelo. But damn, what's going on, Ty? He said him fighting Keith was the eliminator. That's when Earl said, fuck. Yo, honestly, man, like, Barrios fighting Keith Thurman and then Barrios losing the eliminator and then somehow getting an interim shot with Ugaz is crazy, man. It's crazy. Hey, Cody Crowley was done wrong. And then Cody Crowley had to go to IBF route because he knows the IBF is going to enforce the fight, which would have been against Boots before he got his eye problem. He was supposed to fight Boots Ennis. And he had his eye issue, so Karen was the next guy in line. And look at that. Karen got 2 fights, man, with Boots. So, you know what I'm saying? The IBF do their thing. Shout out to Wayne Moscow. He said, let's be real. Benavidez should have sued all of the sanctioning bodies for not forcing Canelo to defend his titles. Nah, I agree with you. Yeah, Munguia didn't deserve a shot. Who did he beat at the top of 68? Yeah, William. And that's what I'm trying to say is, like, you pay these 3% of your purse every fight, and then these sanctioning bodies don't even help you out, man. They supposed to be like the union, and they don't do nothing. They just take your money, run with it, and make some more fancy belts. You know what I'm saying? They don't do nothing for the fighters when it come down to push to shove, because Canelo Alvarez, in my opinion, he's not like Floyd. Like, Floyd would win a belt and then vacated. Like, Floyd never held up the division. You know what I'm saying? He fought money fights, yes. He fought interims and vacants, yes. But he always relinquished the belts. He never held on to the belts. You know what I'm saying? Canelo Alvarez is holding the belts hostage. And then they saying he gonna fight hey, what's going on? Detroit BC in the building. Yeah, we got Canelo Alvarez is holding up the division, man. And I just don't understand it. Like, I don't get it. I think it's one of those things that just drop the belts, bro. 68 starting to heat up. Obviously, we got guys like Diego Pacheco and Steven Nelson gonna fight for eliminator, I think. IBF eliminator. And then Christian and Billy. Him and William Skull might duke it out, for that IBF title. And then, you got other dudes in there, like Berlanga still got to come back. And I just think 68 is top heavy. But at the same time, I don't think Canelo Alvarez is going to have a dancing partner that we're going to be like, oh, man, that guy might beat him. I just don't think so, man. It's a whole different game up there at 68. But it's all right, man. Terrence Crawford, if he goes and fights Canelo Alvarez, I'll be all right, man. I'll be all right with that. But at the same time, I get it, man. For Crawford, it's a cash out. Let's call it what it is. But if anybody could beat Canelo Alvarez, it probably is Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? If any of the little guys can do it, it's Terrence Crawford. And, we've seen crazier things in boxing. We've seen Lil Duran move up and beat Sugar Ray Leonard. And I just think that as long as Crawford can be athletic and move around that ring good enough, stay away from the right hands that he got hit by Madrimov, then he has a chance to win the fight, man. But if he keeps getting hit by them right hands like he did in the Madrimov fight, it's gonna be a long night for Terrence Crawford, boy, because Canelo Alvarez could punch. Whether you like him or not, that dude be punching. Shout out to Detroit BC in the building, man. Really appreciate you coming through. Play the horns for you. But the Gaming Marshal, he said the problem we have with people saying Floyd Mayweather is the best boxer is his size. Yeah, he's fast, but he hasn't really been hit hard. If you fought someone like Mike Tyson, yeah, well, he was never a heavyweight, bro, so he would never fight Mike Tyson. But even like the end of Floyd's career, he was fighting at 54, coming in the ring at like 152. Like he was a small dude fighting everybody at 154. So, Floyd Mayweather beat way bigger fighters than him at 54. That's why he gets my respect, man. Shout out to Just Do in the building. My guy Just Do, make sure y'all check him out, man. He be going live like every day at 4 p.m., man. Just Do boxing. And William Old School, he said the Angry White Man, they about to start their podcast soon, man. Shout out to them. And shout out to Detroit BC in the building. Really appreciate y'all. Make sure you smash the like button, man. Next we got the rankings, man. I don't know. Oh shoot, I just had that one up. My bad. I don't know how the rankings are gonna look at 154 next year, but like I said, I don't know if Terrence Crawford gonna be there. I don't know if Tim Tszyu is gonna make it back, man. Tim Tszyu had a rough go last year. Those 2 losses, the back cut and then the way Backram just beat him up. We don't know how he's gonna look. Xander Zayas, is he gonna come into his own? And then Ty. That's another thing. Floyd actually had a chin, bro. When he was getting touched, I ain't seen Floyd get knocked down. You know what I'm saying? Never. So shout out to Floyd for that, man. He got clipped by Mosley, and that was it. He never got clipped again in that fight. You know what I'm saying? So he's one of them dudes, man. But yeah. Sorry about that. The rankings 154. I don't know where they're gonna go. I don't know how high. We're gonna see guys move up and down. But I know one thing for sure is 154 is definitely a hot division, bro. It's one of the best divisions in all of boxing. I think competitive wise, it is the deepest division. I ain't gonna say like name wise, it's not. Like maybe 140 is better if you like names, if you care for that stuff. But if we just talking competition, 154 is it, man. Let's take a look at it right quick. 154 is just it. Just plain simple. It's just it, man. So yeah, we got the vacant. I thought Jermell Charlo still had the ring. I didn't think he lost to anybody. So I don't know how he doesn't have the ring. But I feel like Mel Charlo should have the ring. But here's their rankings. The ring rankings. Crawford #1, Madrimov #2, Backroom #3, Fedor #4, Virgil #5, Sergey Boychuk #6, Tszyu 7, Jesus Ramos. I don't know how he's #8 because he just lost to Lubin, but Charles Conwell, that's another dude we don't talk about enough. Charles Conwell, man, and Brian Mendoza. I think it's decent there. The ring's definitely decent, but let's be honest, man. There's some names in here that we missed, like Xander. I do think Xander's a very good fighter. Josh Kelly, I just don't think, like, he's high in all these rankings, and I think that's because he's been on a streak. But I just don't think he can hang with the top dogs at 54. I think Josh Kelly gets beat up by any top dog at 54. Anybody in the top 5, stop Josh Kelly probably. That no slight to him. That's just how deep the division is. Jorge Garcia Perez. Honestly, I've never seen him fight. He's 32-4. I'm just guessing he's been in the division for a while. Cordell Booker. I'm pretty sure his only loss comes to I think Mel Charlo. Or was it Emma Williams? But yeah, Cordell Booker, good fighter. Ardrell Holmes, 17-0 from I think he's from Flint, Michigan. He's supposed to fight Lubin for the IBF Eliminator. Callum Walsh. I don't know how good that cat is, man. I see him fight on those New York cards, the UFC pass cards. I think he promoted by Tom Lawfer. I'm not sure about it, man. I don't think he's the goods just yet. I think he's still young. And I think he's still got some time. But Jonas Tellis, we saw him on the Tszyu card. He's on his way up too. And then Tszyu's brother, man, Kita Tszyu. That's hard, man, when you got to throw in the towel for your brother, man. He had to do that. The WBC rankings, these are the nasty work rankings right here, man. Errol Spence Jr. is #1. Never fought at 154, man. You know what I'm saying? Never fought at 154. Ain't got a belt there or nothing. And then the WBC just selected him #1. Look, the IBF didn't even do that. And the IBF, that's the belt that Errol Spence got first when he beat Kell Brook. He went over to England. That was the first belt he held, was the IBF. They didn't even do that. They ain't got him in the top 15. They ain't got Errol Spence there because he never fought at 54. So Sebastian Fedor, he holds the WBC belt. Virgil's got the interim. Errol Spence is awarded the #1 spot. Madrimov's #3. Sergey Boychuk is #2. That's a tough guy as well. Charles Conwell. Like, yeah, man, this division is just deep. You know, we got Andres Katz. That's the guy who beat Brandon Adams at the OTX final. Taskumi Inoue. Bro, it's just, there's names here. There's fights here, man, at 54. And I think that's the thing that I'm most excited about. It's like there's fights here at 54. So we're going to see some of these fights, man. And it's definitely going to be competitive. Shout out to Boxing 24. He said Zab Judah made his gloves touch the canvas, but he ain't dropped. No. Zab Judah did give Floyd probably his toughest fight before he lost his head, man. Turned into a head case. But I won't lie. Zab Judah was doing good in that fight. I agree, man. Ty, he said they did Jermell dirty, yeah, in regards to the ring, trying to boost up Tszyu at the time. Yeah. That's when they said he was ducking Tszyu when he went and took the Canelo fight. But yeah, can you imagine if Jermell just went and buzzsawed Tszyu in Australia before Backroom did? And yo, man, they would have respected Jermell different. But I understand, man, when that Canelo check come, You got to go cash it, bro. Boxing with 2-4, he says it makes sense. It makes sense. Lubin want to fight. Backroom. It's no number 1 and 2, and he number 3. Yeah. I think they I don't know if that's updated, those rankings. I think that the IBF, that's from December, so December 11th. I think the IBF said that they awarded Holmes and Lubin the fight for the number 1 spot, but I'm sure they can definitely negotiate a deal with Backroom. I think he works with the PBC, so I'm pretty sure they can get Lubin and him. I don't know why they don't make that a headline event at a Kirby Royale instead of Elijah Garcia versus Grishaw. Like, Backroom at least got an IBF title. It makes sense that way, give us that fight for free, Lubin and Backroom, man. But I ain't gonna tell the PBC what to do, but shit, Ty, he said to remember what type of Jamel was on. Yeah, Jamel was on. Yeah, man. He was on after knocking out Castaño. Tim was shook. No, you're right, man. Jamel Charlo was definitely king at 54 before all these guys moved up. He went through the gauntlet first. He went through a tough 54 division. And, yeah, man. He came out on top. He was that dude for real. Slide Encounter, what's good, bro? In the building. I really appreciate you for coming through. Get the horns for you. He said, Zab Judah, one of the very few that had quicker hands than Floyd. Mayweather chose the game plan to make adjustments and pressure Zab to beat him. Yeah, man. I feel like they didn't even want to fight. Like, I think they were friends, or like they were close, and they didn't want to fight. So when they did fight, man, shout out to them, because they laid it all out, bro. And we looking at a few dudes right now that we'd like to see fight if Keyshawn Davis gets the title. I like to see him fight Shakur Stevenson, but they buddy. Like, they really not gonna fight, man. I think Zab and Floyd had different energy about it. They really wanted to see who was the best. Keyshawn and Shakur, it seems like they got, I don't know, some bigger bromance for each other. I don't understand the backstory, but I heard that Shakur Stevenson was there for Core, during the tough time. Or, sorry, vice versa. Shakur was there for Keyshawn when he was going through something. But I don't know, man. I just feel like there's a time and a place, and you got to look at your brother and say, yo, man, you got something I want, so we're either going to squabble or you're going to move up. Because, I mean, Shakur Stevenson, he's with Matchroom, so he can move up to 40 and get fights. There's Liam Paro there. There's Richard Hitchens, got a belt there. There's who else is at 40? Matias is at Matchroom. There's guys there at 40. George Kambosos now. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, Shakur Stevenson, man, they got to do something. Yeah, Simon Brown and Maurice Blocker were the best friends, and they fought to make bread back in the day. Yeah, man. Sometimes you got to do that. Just look at your brother like, I know we don't want to do this, brother, but we gonna steal the bank today. You know what I'm saying? We gonna make it. And I think Keyshawn and Core, like, they can definitely do that for sure, because they both got the Olympic background. They both very good fighters. We both respect their ability, and we know they've been friends for so long. So if they start talking trash to each other, it could get spicy, man, because they know each other. So they could be exposing sparring stories and all this and that and the third. They were all in camp with Crawford too, so I'm sure they've shared the ring with each other. There's a lot of substance that could come out of both those guys about the other guys that we may not have known about, and then all of a sudden we looking at, certain dudes properly, because you got Schofield's dad, who's talking crazy about sparring all the time, and he talks so much about sparring. He don't even know he make his son look bad, talking about Shakur hit Floyd with a body shot and he almost shit himself. It's like, bro, what? Why are we talking about that, man? Like, you just take these sparring stories to a whole nother level, because now I'm looking at the Shakur fight, and with your son, I thought maybe he had a little chance being the Sean Porter, but now I'm like, nah, Shakur gonna destroy this man. This is just a cash out for you dummies, man. Y'all don't really want to fight Shakur Stevenson. Y'all just came here to Saudi to grab a bag and dip out the back door, and that's cool. But y'all really had me thinking that y'all want to smoke, man. But now I just realized you guys do all that sparring talk with top dogs because you just want a payday, man. But hey, it is what it is. I guess everybody got to chase the bread, right? So we can't get too mad at people. But yeah, man, it's 154 division. I think it's the best division in boxing. As far as competitive wise. So make sure you guys go follow that Discord. I got the link up pinned to the chat. But yeah, I think the 154 division is it. I don't know who's gonna rule it because Crawford may go ahead and fight Canelo Alvarez, which may take him out. And then who knows, man? Like I even think like a guy like Devin Haney got a shot to move up there.
Yeah.
I don't know how well he gonna do, but I definitely think he can move up to 54 and do some work. But I mean, I like to see him at 47 too. I always thought like he can go fight Boots Ennis, Devin Haney and Boots Ennis, man. What do we think about that one, yo? Yeah.
Doing what I do. All white, looking nice. Okay, come through.
I don't know if Ryan Garcia is taking the fight serious or.
Yo, Ryan Garcia, man, that dude's hilarious. But I'm just saying, man, like Devin Haney, he could definitely be in the mix at 54 too because of his size. I don't know how successful he is because power wise, it don't carry. But I think Boots Ennis is another guy who may move into 55 at some point. Sorry, 54 at some point in the year. And that'll be something in its own right because I think Jerome Boots Ennis is ready right now for 54. But I understand him and his dad, they whole team, they got a plan over there to go do something. So, they're doing their plan. I'm not mad at it, man. It is what it is. Yeah, man, it is what it is. So if anybody want to join the Discord, I'm in the Discord right now. Come up here and talk. Yeah, we'll just be talking boxing, any type of topics, I just want to talk about the 154-pound division because, yeah, I definitely think that yeah, you know what though, Devin Haney, as much as we want to say he's chinny, he got back up from all those shots, man. Like he was pretty much stunned from the first round when he got caught with that first hook. And he didn't recover. I don't think he recovered the whole fight, to be honest. I don't think Devin Haney got his legs back. So the fact that he was able to win he won most of the rounds. He probably won more rounds than Ryan. But the 10-8, that's tough to come back from 10-8. Not even twice, like 3. I think he's 10-8 rounds. So that you're like done when that happens, man. So you got 3 10-8s. It's a wrap, man. But yeah. I think I just heard somebody pop in the Discord. Oh, yeah. Got my guy Ty here. Hold on. Let me bring you up to the stage, brother. Gotta get better at this shit. But yeah, man. Definitely feel like boxing's in a great place. Shout out to Terrence Crawford, man. Doing his thing. What's going on, Ty? I feel you, brother. I feel you. You say you just woke up? Well, you was working the night shift? Oh, shoot. Oh, shout out to William Old School. He says he's heading out, man. I feel you, brother. They got the Angry White Man podcast. Yeah, go check them out. Yeah, brother. So you said Boots, it's undisputed time, eh? Yeah, I mean they talking about him and Stanionis, so that sound good. You think Stanionis got a chance? No, I think he's pretty tough. I just don't know if he's gonna. You gotta move his head, man. Stanionis get hit too much. Oh, maybe B Norman. Oh, for real. Yo, I think B Norman still got to prove. He had that performance. Hmm. That's true. Yeah, everybody else was elevated because of Crawford. Yup. Yeah. I didn't even think about that, but nah, you right, man. Um, was he? Yeah, him and Barrios. It was about the same time because they both got elevated. Yeah, you might be right. I think you're right. Stanionis was the last one though. He was kind of just waiting on the belt, right? Yeah, he knew it was coming though. Shout out to B Merlot. He said, you think Charlo will ever get to the top? He's got a chance, man. I mean, Jamel Charlo, he's a natural 54 pounder. Yeah, I think. Do you think he goes right into a title fight with Terrence, or he gotta get some rust off? Oh, for real. Even with Turkey, eh? Yeah. Yeah, you right. Yeah, I see what you're saying, brother. Like, yeah, there's some animosity there. Definitely. I also think that like Jamel, if the number's right, he just gonna take it. You know what I mean? If Turkey LSG give him a number that's good, he gonna be like, yeah, hell yeah. Shout out to Beamer Low. He said it, yeah, a couple fights before Crawford. All right. So who we want to see Jamel fight then? Because I mean, the Tim Tszyu fight ain't got the same buzz on it. Oh, so he got to fight like Fandora then, or Backroom. Yo, Fandora, yo, I saw something the other day. It was on that Michael Benson account. They said that fight gonna be moved to 2026. Fandora and Spence. Yo, it seems like it, man. Yeah, yeah. Sliding counter. Shout out to you, brother. I didn't see you coming in the build. No, I read some of your shit, man. I just didn't give you the horns, man. Pardon me, brother. But yeah, he said Charlo was one of those undisputed champions that didn't get the respect he deserved, in my opinion. Kind of like Corey Spence, but Jamel was a great fighter. No, absolutely, bro. Jamel Charlo went through a good 54. Like Julian Williams, Jared Hurd. He didn't fight Lara, but Lara was there for a bit too. He Oh, it's his brother? Man, yeah, they were both there for a bit. You right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They was both there. Yeah, Tony Harrison, Castano. Yeah, it would have been Tim Tszyu after should he had stayed at 54, but he took that money fight. Oh, maybe he beat Lubin by one punch too. Yeah. Nah, you right. Mel had a good run at 54, man. I enjoyed it. I just felt like, yeah, it wasn't. I don't know. I guess the names now are a little bit more bigger profile names. But I mean, all them guys were good, like J Rock and Hurd and Lara. Like we knew them guys. Mm-hmm. Oh, boxing 2-4. He said Boychuk would be a good fight to come back. Oh, jeez. Yeah, it would be a good fight, man. Boychuk is gonna come to him for sure. To Charlo. Yeah, Boychuk don't stop, man. You have to like beat on that man. I forget who stopped him. I think it was Brandon Adams that stopped him. Yeah, Boychuk. Yeah, that'd be a good fight. Both guys. PBC headliner. I'm telling you, man, the PBC, they're gonna have to do some work this year. Yo, I don't know who's running it, but like you got guys over there screaming for fights, like Lil Ben. He out here on Bakram's Twitter saying let's fight. No, Mel's like, yo, just pick the best opponent. He don't care. He just want to fight. Everybody just want to fight, and I feel that, man. You got to get paid. Mm-hmm. Sliding counter. He said Boychuk versus the guy that beat Brandon Adams. Yeah, Cats. Is he from Greece or something? He's from Greece, I think. Yeah, they fight the same. They just come straight forward. There'd be a lot of headbutts in that fight. Headbutts, elbows. Brandon Adams, he's a good fighter too, man. He's in the 54-pound division. Is he from Ohio, I think? I don't know where he's from. Who, Brandon Adams? All I know is he's famous for stopping was it Boychuk? Yeah, he stopped Boychuk. That's all I know him for. Then OTX signed him. Yeah, OTX, they need to do better job, in my opinion, too. They fell off. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I thought like their first whatever go around, they had way better matchmaking. Like their fights were lit. And then like I feel like now they got signed fighters, so now they feeding guys, layups. Mm. Yeah, that first one they had it at that basketball spot they got in Atlanta, right? Yeah. That's dope, man. That's dope. They had celebrities there too and everything. Like so Carmelo Anthony. Yeah. I mean, Tank had a good showing there when he fought there. Shakur fought there in Atlanta? Who? Oh, Jamel Herring? Yeah, that was Atlanta, yeah. Jamel Herring, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I do. Yo, so why Brian Norman Jr. ain't fighting in Atlanta yet? The hell? Bob doing, man? Yeah, he's supposed to lose to Giovanni Santillan. They set him up, man. They sent him over to San Diego and everything. Shout out to WJ Dub in the building. Nah, man. He said nope. Now his dad. Now his dad coming out of retirement, man. Fighting Greg Hackett. Yo, shout out to them, man. They actually like having camps and stuff. I saw Norman sparring, Norman Senior. I saw Greg Hackett. He had like I don't know if he had like a warm up fight or something like that. Who, Greg? Okay, Greg Hackett, man. I see them. They doing that BLK Prime. That's crazy, man. Shout out to BLK Prime. They gonna have like yo, that's exactly what I look at it like, man. I'm like, yo, these dudes just trying to get their little bag, so I can't even hate. Yo, man. Who? Nah, he ain't getting in no ring, bro, with nobody. He gonna spar though. He loves sparring, man. Mama Scope loves sparring. Yo, he need to let Ronnie Shields hold it down, man. Yeah, shout out to Edwin round one. What happened to BLK Prime? Nah, they just they're gonna do that Greg Hackett versus Brian Norman Senior fight in Atlanta. Is it Atlanta? I think it's Atlanta. I don't know where it's going down at, but I know it's BLK Prime sponsored. They probably gonna do the telecast for the event. Yeah. Oh, Floyd Mayweather? Yo, man. He need to let Ronnie Shields be in that ring with his son, man. He like I'm not saying he gotta like not be the coach. He can be in the ring. I mean in the corner. But let Ronnie Shields go in the ring and give the instructions, bro. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nah, I agree, man. But like Ronnie Shields, he got so much, he's been in the ring with those guys who have been successful. He's trained champions. So it ain't just anybody coming in there. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah. That could just be that could be a culture thing with him then. Maybe just growing up, He just with his dad, man. That's who he trusts. That's his safe spot. Cause yeah, that could be with Dev too, but I don't know, man. I feel like I seen Floyd Senior with Dev a lot early in his days. Like the YouTube come up for Dev. It was mostly Floyd Senior. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, he did have Ben Davison. Yep, for a bit there. I think he said they still use Ben Davison for like film now or something like that. Mm-hmm. Yo, what Ben do over there in the UK, man? Oh, bro. Yo, the funniest thing about that, man, like I was running like a little boxing promotion company out here in Toronto, and And I was gonna work with those guys. Like I had conversations, very very deep conversations with those dudes. I never knew they were the Irish Mafia, bro. I would never have gotten that vibe from those dudes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shout out to round one. He said Boots needs to move up. He looking like a skeleton in the closet at the weigh-ins. Yeah, because he got that IBF strap. He can only rehydrate 10 pounds. Once he gets in these unifications, it's gonna be easy. Oh man. Well, Boots. Yo, Boots, he be making weight though. He's fine, man. He don't look, you know what I'm saying? The thing about Boots, he don't blow up after fights. Like Jaleel Hackett, he blows up after fights. I like Jaleel Hackett, but mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I get that vibe. Yeah. He makes weight probably pretty easy. He doesn't. Yeah. Shout out to round one, man. Yo, you anyway fighting Nick Ball, man. I already told my guy Edwin. Shout out to Edwin, round one sports talk. I told him, man, if anyway fight Nick Ball, I'm pulling up to his channel because Nick Ball gonna make it a. He gonna take care of that little Asian guy, bro. They gonna be the same weight until fight night. Nick Ball gonna be like 20 pounds bigger. Wrecking Ball. But shout out to anyway. He fighting end of this month. But yeah, so you think Boots is gonna go undisputed this year? Is that the goal? Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he ain't got no fight schedule yet, so it's gonna be tough. It'd be tough for him to get 3 fights in. Yeah. Yeah, I think Stanionis and then probably Norman. I think they could revisit that. I think Barrios gonna want the money low because I think Barrios is gonna beat Ben, man. I don't think Conor Ben is that guy. Mm-hmm. Oh, you think so, eh? Instead of steal that fight from Boots. Shout out to Smoochie. What's going on, Smoochie? She woke up, he said. Yeah. She up. Yeah, man. You think Barrios gonna fight Brian Norman instead? Yo, that make yeah. I mean, they could get done and could be on PBC too. Because Bob Arum, you know what I'm saying? He's sending his guys out now. He's not really holding on to anybody. Mm-hmm. Nah, you right. And the PBC, if they do that fight, they're gonna make it a pay-per-view for no reason. Try to make us pay for Barrios and Norman. I'm sorry, it just ain't that fight, man. Oh shoot. Yeah. Oh man, hold on. Let's try that out now. Hold on. Shoot, I didn't even know they couldn't hear you, bro. Till Smoochie said something. Yeah. Ah. Hold on. I think you up now. Hold on. Yeah. Oh shoot. Yeah. I think I got you in there now.
That man said he looked like a skeleton. Where?
Yeah. Are you in there now? Yeah, they can hear you now. Yeah.
For that dude that was saying that stuff about boots in the chat, man.
Is this nigga serious?
Must not be.
Yo, Boots, man. Yeah. He look like he makes weight fine. He doesn't look like he's having any fat camps, as they say.
I think is if he looks big at 47, what was everybody's actual opinion on Karen? He didn't look small in comparison to Boots. That's the funny thing.
Nah. Karen, yeah, they almost look like the same size.
They were.
Nah, man.
He just wasn't as. He probably was a inch shorter.
Yeah. Yep. I'm gonna need Espinoza's tall ass to move up and fight Navarrete. Espinoza, he can undispute at 26. I don't think like
Karen came in like he got some VC. He came in with the low cut. He's ready to throw some bombs in there.
Oh man, that's what's up, man. Can't wait for this David Benavidez fight, man. That's gonna be a good one.
I won't be forced to pick somebody.
David versus
I
David.
refuse.
That's in Las Vegas too. That's gonna be a good card.
I got David.
Right?
Only thing I can say with that.
Oh man, I think Benavidez, he got a chance to really show the world what he is, man. If he can go in there and like stop Morrell, that'd be huge.
I feel like if he was to go up there and stop Morrell, I think that would stop Canelo from trying to do some sneaky stuff to try and get the winner of B-Ball. He'd be more cautious.
Oh man, if Canelo somehow maneuvers that, Jesus, I hope it's better be because better be able to beat the brakes off him, in my opinion.
You know, certain fights starts ripples in the boxing community. Certain fights start off a chain reaction that sets off another. I feel like if Benavidez was to win, which gives him the right to fight the winner, better be a Bivol. I feel like Canelo will be more inclined to take that meeting with Turkey Al Sheik and be like, yo, what's up that bug? You know how certain fights starts ripples in the boxing community.
Yep. No, that's true. He might look at it like, nah, I'm not gonna go over there. So I don't see Benavidez beating Bivol or Beterbiev. Nah, round one. I think he could beat Bivol. Beterbiev. That dude just punched too hard.
I wasn't saying Benavidez could beat either one. I'm just saying I don't think Canelo would want to go up there and have the chance of him being around.
Right, because then now they're going to be like, you got to fight Benavidez if you up there. No.
Unless he's prepared to walk away from the sport altogether after whatever happens with the winner.
Nah, he going to fight Jake Paul, man. That's just Conor McGregor.
He not fighting Vince McMahon.
He said Vince McMahon.
That's who Jake Paul is. Shout out to Just
Yo,
Do.
yeah, he really is, bro. He's the mastermind.
That's Vince McMahon.
He's the mastermind, bro. Oh man,
Come
nah,
in, say some
Canelo.
bullshit, put on good events.
Shout out to Raul. He said, "I see Canelo beating Benavidez." Nah, man. If that was the case, he would have did it already. He don't want that smoke. I mean, you believe that, but Canelo clearly don't believe that. That's why he made every excuse in the book to not fight Benavidez. To now he put himself in a corner to where Crawford actually got a chance to get that fight.
If he truly believed he would beat Benavidez, he would have never fought Avni Yoderum. He'd have fought
Oh
Benavidez right
man,
then and there.
he would have. Oh yeah, that was when he had the intern first. But he would have never fought Munguia.
Remember,
Like what did Munguia do for him? Some people saying that.
Benavidez got stripped for weight, but he submitted his paperwork and was supposed to fight for his belt again. Canelo went and backdoored him and petitioned and called up this guy who hasn't fought in a year, Avni Yoderum, coming off a knockout.
Yeah,
Somebody that wasn't even ranked.
and Durham, wasn't he like he had some sort of belt?
What? No, he never had a belt.
No,
They
I thought he was the
for
intern.
what?
I thought he was the intern.
Nah, he wasn't the interim. Him and Canelo fought for the interim.
Oh, it's vacant. Oh, okay. That's what it was.
Then when he fought the Smith boy, that's when they fought for the actual belt.
Yep. Yeah, he beat the brothers. He beat both of them. One of them for like the WBO 54, I think it was. 54, 60 belt. Then he beat the bigger one. Yeah. Nah, Canelo, man, he's that dude, but it's just his energy changed when it came to David Benavidez. No,
Only thing I can say with David Benavidez, there was a point where he did get ducked, but then there was another time frame where he kind of just let it happen.
yeah. Yeah, he never petitioned. He never, went to the WBC and said, yo, force that man. He never really pressed it.
WBC gave him an option twice.
Mm-hmm.
First one, he sat down, didn't say anything. He took it in the room. Second time, he just moved up.
Duh, man. We can't talk about that franchise belt, bro. That belt that Devin Haney got and immediately threw away. I was so happy about that franchise.
Throw it away. He
Belt.
forced the WBC to do the right thing and abolish the thing because he didn't want him to have it.
Yeah, that's the dumbest belt ever. The belt that allows you to avoid your mandatories. That's all it is. Yeah, he said round one said Benavidez didn't activate his Mando. He just moved up. If he activated it, Canelo would have been elevated to franchise belt. AKA French fries belt, and Benavidez would have been world champ like Canelo did at 160. No, honestly, that's a terrible situation, man. That should never happen. David fought 2 eliminators. He should have never had to go to the WBC at all. They should have just called the fight. They should have ordered it.
That's on Mauricio.
Yeah, it is on Mauricio.
But I still say David should have got his lawyer or petitioned.
Nah, I agree with you, brother. Like, you got to get them lawyers, bro. You got to do what you got to do. Yeah, or force this guy to vacate. Shout out to the IBF. They made him jump off that belt.
Said, where was Jose Sr. going to these WBC conventions saying, yo, this is what we want?
Yeah.
I see every other fighter sending their representative.
Bro, that's the
conventions.
I never understood it, man. That's the worst way. That's how these guys get rankings, bro. They just go to the convention and say, I want this spot. I want that fight. That's terrible. We should have
I've
an actual
literally just
system
seen Andy do it.
saying
Andy
like,
Cruz representation just went
yeah,
up
yeah.
to
You don't even have
WA.
to show up. You could just be your manager.
He said, "Yo, I see the number one spot is vacant because of Kid Schofield taking the WC route.
Mm-hmm.
I got a fight coming up at what 25th, and they settled it right then and there. You win, you get that spot.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
He only got 4 fights.
Yo, man. That's how boxing is, bro. You got dudes
You just
that are
gotta get
like
to the right places
so high
and
in the
have a
rankings.
decent promoter behind you."
Yeah, man. You get a backing and you right up there in the rankings. Like you Earl Spence Jr., you coming up? Oh yeah, you number one off a loss. That's crazy.
He got that off of GP. Ain't
Yeah.
nobody petition is like, yo, Errol said he want to fight. That's the sad part.
Yeah, around when he said Canelo ducked Charlo in 2018, he became franchise champ. Yeah, Canelo had that
Yep.
French fries belt. Yeah, he the one that make that franchise belt. Him and Lomachenko, those guys, man. They held those franchise belts. Nobody else
Lomachenko
holding
seen the
them.
move and capitalize off.
Oh yeah. I don't blame him for
I
that.
think it was actually his representation that seen the opportunity, called up Bob, and they submitted their paperwork.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they got the franchise belt. So they held those franchise belts. He didn't have to fight his mandatory Devin Haney. Man.
I think other than Devin, is one other person that got it, but told Mauricio, "Nah, I actually want to fight my mandatory." That was Juan Francisco Estrada.
Oh, okay. He actually had it.
He held that bitch so nobody else can get it,
Mm-hmm.
but still took on the champion status and all his mandatories.
All right, I'm cool with that if you do that. Like, if you fighting your mandatories, then you're doing right by the belt, man. But when you just
He
up
was
there,
like, wait, in order to accept this, you mean I gotta vacate the actual belt? No, I'm not doing that.
yeah, and Lomachenko actually did that, and Devin got the email.
Essentially, the franchise belt is no different than a guy holding the diamond belt.
Yeah, or even a Reggie too.
You got a trophy.
Got no mandatory with a Reggie belt.
Yeah. I seen people trying to compare the franchise belt to, let's say, the WBA Super, and they're not the same.
Nah, I think the Super, you still gotta fight mandatories.
No.
No?
No.
That's crazy. So it's only the WBO and the IBF that
WBA Super was created for Lennox Lewis, and it was made to, and by the letters of their bylaws, to facilitate unifications or the big prize money fights.
Oh, okay. So that's for like crossover events, big fights.
Mm-hmm.
The
So I think Lennox was
having
trouble trying to unify because he wanted undisputed.
Mm-hmm.
Kept on running into his mandatories, and they came up with that process.
Yeah. That's the only time it should be used, man.
Yeah, but you got some people that try to abuse that.
Mm-hmm. Hold on to them
Just
supers.
Like the WBO super status.
Yep. Yeah.
That thing is used similar to how the WBA thing is, but it's only one belt though.
Right.
It's not like there's a regular belt that they just ship out to somebody. Yo, you go fight the mandatory.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now the WBO thing is like, I think it all sets your mandatory for 18 months. It can be used to fight the champion above or below you directly. They can't say no. That's the dope thing about it.
They can't say no. Yeah.
There's only a few people that actually use that properly. I think Bud was the only person.
Nah, Bud, yeah, he always uses that. Make sure that he gets his shot.
Yeah. There's somebody else that used it, but they wasn't successful. They ended up getting stripped afterwards. Because you move up,
Damn.
you get beat, you asked out at the division below.
Damn. That's crazy.
But the WBA, they'll let you keep your belt though.
Nah, they will, man. And WBA's, I don't understand it, man. He says crazy how Devin was a WBA super, Tank was a WBA Reggie, and Rolly was a WBA intern. Yeah, the WBA, yeah, they got too many belts, man. They got like the gold. They got every belt. They got way too many belts.
Yeah, that's the reason why they started consolidating.
Yeah, they got to.
They claimed Rolly was supposed to be the last interim, but I think they lied about that.
Yo, Rolly, man.
2 years later, we got another interim.
Mm-hmm. That's going to happen here shortly. The WBA, they don't care, man. They going to do what they going to do. It's a damn shame.
I think I seen somebody like debating over why Tank Davis wasn't the WBA super champion.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about, he didn't want to get the email belt. I'm like, no, he wouldn't have got it regardless because he's not unified.
Tank, yeah, he's never fought a unification, yeah.
Only way you can get like the super belt off somebody like that is if you beat the dude that was holding it, and they just happen to be stripped of another sanctioned belt at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to what happened with Keith Thurman at 47.
Right. Yeah, shout out to Keith. Round one, he said, why is Top Rank leaving ESPN? I think ESPN is out of the business of boxing. I don't think they're going to renew the contract.
Not ESPN, it's more so Disney.
Yeah. Yeah, they cutting down. Everybody's cutting down. Streaming's big now. It's putting their money into other projects, but it's all right, man. I think they're gonna go to the Zone, so I'm all right with that because I already got the Zone. Queensberry's over there, Matchroom's over there, Golden Boy, so Top Rank.
I don't think he's leaving ESPN altogether. I feel like he's working with the Zone so he can get some of that turkey money and get more dates.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because ESPN gonna cut back the dates for sure.
It's not cutting back the dates. It's how they scheduling goes. You only get a certain allotment of dates, and I think 7 or 8 of those have to be headlined by a champion.
Oh really?
That's the reason why a lot of these dudes, because of their network deal, they try to hold on to these belts.
Yeah, man. That's the one thing I don't like. It's when the networks, you can clearly see they're trying to keep the belts over on one side of the street.
I mean, it's business.
It is, yeah.
It's harder to like promote an event, and you got these casual people, and hey, he don't got no gold around his waist.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't know nothing about the fight.
Yep. That's true.
The one recognizable thing you can see is a belt.
Nah,
sometimes they don't even care what belt it is.
Yeah. People just associate belt with champion, so.
For the longest time, HBO was trying to promote Triple G as if he was the actual champion, holding a regular belt.
Oh, before he won a real belt?
Yeah, before he actually got upgraded.
Yeah, they do that. They did that with Virgil too. Call him a world champion. WBC world champion. You know, he's an intern. He's not the full. Round one, he
But they
said,
make fun
"Damn,
of
the UFC staying and Top Rank leaving." Yeah, man, UFC, they got more of a consistent schedule. It's only one guy over there. They all under one umbrella, so it's easy for them to do business.
content. What's the parent company from what is it, Paradigm? They contract being up for another 7 years.
What?
So
Oh, damn. They must
we
have
don't
read up.
we'll have to find out. Yeah. Their contract is fairly new.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah, the UFC. Yeah. And I don't understand it, man, how they got that new contract and guys are still getting paid the way they're getting paid, but it's wild.
You gotta look at the commissioner.
Yeah, Dana White, man. What are you doing, brother? Stealing everybody's money.
I mean, listen to the conversation the NFL had with Roger Goodell. Owners is paying you the big bag, but how we're the biggest grossing sport, our athletes get paid less than our contemporaries. Like,
Mm-hmm. It's criminal, man. Criminal. Oh, man. But yeah, man, I'm about to head on out, brother. Try to get some Z's. Appreciate you for coming through, man.
no problem.
Yeah.
I'll catch you later, my boy.
Yes, sir. Catch you later, Ty.
Let me throw one last one in here.
You out of there.
All right, I'm out.
Yes, sir. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go catch some Z's, get some sleep. Worked night shift last night, so I'm tired as a dog. Round one, he said Top Rank paying Shakur $3 million just to headline a fight, not a pay-per-view, putting everyone to sleep. But his opponent, meanwhile, the UFC champ, getting $1 million to headline a pay-per-view and KO win. Yeah, you know what? Bob Arum's never been big on the pay-per-view model, and I'm okay with that too. I'm not big on it myself. So if Bob can produce top, quality boxers while, giving us decent cards. I mean, the Top Ranks, they've been doing well at giving us young stars to look to. So that's what they do. They build fighters, man. They got a factory over there. They build guys up, and they get to a certain point, they ship them out, man. That's just how they go. That's their model. So, they gave us Xander recently. They just shipped out Shakur. Keyshawn is probably going to be their guy for the next couple of years here. I think they're more invested in Keyshawn than Tszyu. Tszyu's still there. I think he just read up, but he seems unsatisfied. But I mean, there's just a lot of different. They're a different model than the other promoters. Their last pay-per-view event, I think, was Lomachenko and Haney. So Top Rank just doesn't do pay-per-view events a lot, but I enjoy Top Rank, man. I think that they have a lot of good young talent, and they do a good job at matchmaking. They really do. When the guys get to a certain point, they step it up, and you get to see it, and we get to see who's who. We get to see Abdullah Mason. We get to see Troy Isley, Jahad Tucker. You know what I'm saying? We get to see those guys, man, and we get to see them grow. Bruce Shushu, Xander Zayas, Richard Torres, all those guys, man, they all grown into their own. Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna have good careers, all of them, man. I wish them nothing but the best. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go get some sleep. Make sure y'all check out the Discord. I pinned it to the chat, man. Go check out the Discord. Join the conversation. The link's in the chat. Obviously, that's where you can get onto the show if you want to get on the show and talk through the Discord. Also, we'll just drop when I'm going live. Keep a schedule in there. I'll try to update. I'll try to do it more often, man. But yeah, everybody have a good night. Have a good weekend, man. It is the weekend, so be safe, enjoy, and yeah, we'll talk soon. Peace.